Okay, I need your help. I am going to be putting in some wildlife natural ponds, hopefully more than one, but I want to start with one, obviously. And I don't know the best spot to put it. My thought is, so here's the cabin. This is the living room. That's a bedroom. My thought is to put it right here. So that it can be seen inside the cabin, even when it's raining or not nice weather. Have a small waterfall of some kind, not very much at all, but a little bit, so that if someone wants to open their window and hear it, they could have it. So this spot is one of the options. I don't know about in the back of the house. So we have this whole area, but a big chunk of it is where the septic lines run. So it'd have to be something real close here, or something back further away from the property, or the cabin. So it could be back in this corner. That's where I've been working on the trail going down the hill. So we could have something over there. And I'm not talking very big right now. I'm talking a few thousand gallons, something like 10 feet by 15 feet or something like that. Not a very big pond. There's options to go. Okay, so again, here's the cabin. That was my first idea right here beside it. We can go, a little further away from the cabin. There is a clearing over here, a pretty large clearing. This is where I have burn pile right now. This would be the easiest spot to do a larger one. The main problem I have with this, two main problems, or two thoughts anyway. One, there was a fair amount of debris buried there. Not like when I was clearing this property, and there was tons there was lots of goats here, and there was goats and their manure and their kind of hay that was all soggy. I scraped away in this back area, and so just the fill that's in the ground right there isn't very good. And if I were to start digging, I don't really know if I want to deal with all that. So that's one problem. And the other problem is this is the only spot anywhere on the property currently, I suppose, other than right behind the house, where solar panels could go in. And I don't know if I'm going to do solar panels, but I like the idea of solar panels. I like the idea of having some off-grid capabilities. And this is really the only spot that gets consistent sun. And even that's not all the time, because I have trees here. So you can see, right now it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's a fair amount of shade on it already. So that's my other thought, that might have better uses for something else. I guess it could still have a pond and solar panels. So that's that option. There's options to go. So here we go. So there's the cabin. Anywhere in here, we just got a couple little trees here. We have this clearing area over here. This is in front of the cabin. You wouldn't ever see it really from the cabin. You would probably hear some waterfall, but you wouldn't see it. You'd have to travel to it. And then my first thought had been, there's a little seasonal creek that runs through here half the year, and the previous owners or somebody had dug a small, I think they called it a duck pond, a small little pond area that fills in. This is in the trees. So here. So we have just a very small seasonal creek that comes in through here, and it's just a depression really. It doesn't, the most it drops is maybe maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So I thought, oh, we'll put it there. That makes the most sense. It's already dug for that. But then thinking about that, I thought, well, it brings a lot of dirt and silt in every year from runoff from up further up the mountain, and I don't think that would be very good to try to make that work. Because I think it would fill the pond in, and also, if I wanted to ever put fish in it or anything, the water gets so silty. So I don't. I think this is a really cool spot, but I don't know. I don't know that it's a good idea for a natural pond that I want to have fish and stuff in it. Also, this is where I get my soil from. There's some gardens, flower gardens up front, and my ground is so rocky and not good ground here. But I came in with my tractor and I just scooped out of this spot a few bucketfuls of dirt to use for the flower beds, and that works really well. And then after this year, it's filled in pretty much where I dug. So I think every year, if I wanted to, I could be getting nice plantable soil from this spot. So that's another reason I don't want to get rid of that there. And then I have all this. I mean, I have forest area here, and then I have forest area down below. I don't know if that's a good spot. I don't know if little ponds should be in and among the trees, or if they should be in the opening or in a clearing. So like here's a small little clearing surrounded by trees, and that would be a cool spot to come, have a bench and sit and watch the water and see the fish, and hopefully birds and stuff would come. I just don't know if that. I don't know if that makes sense to do a pond there. So I'd like to hear any of the 2 people who are probably going to watch this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where a pond should be. I'd like to do multiple throughout the property over the coming year, but I got to start with one. I want it to be up on the part where the cabin is first, so that it's close to the cabin. I have to figure out power and all that for pumps, and that'll be next. But I don't know. I don't know where a pond should be. I mean, I got lots of I have plenty of spots for a pond that is, 10 feet by 20 feet, 20 feet by 20 feet. And then downhill is another time. So we can go downhill, and there's other spots that it could go down there. But for right now, I don't know. Do I build a pond? My thought is build a pond that is like super shallow to start with, and then goes down to a spot that's like 3 feet deep. I've watched some videos where people do that, and it attracts birds and things like that. I know we get lots of tadpoles in our seasonal creek, and it runs dry, and then they end up dying. So I'd like to have something that's permanent. I know we get tons of little songbirds up here, so I'd love a place that could attract them. I'd like to have something that would attract dragonflies, things like that. So that's my thought at the moment. What I really want is to build one that you could have a viewing area underground to see the deeper parts. But I don't know if I'm ambitious enough for that one right now. So what are your thoughts? Do I need to show the property better? Is it better to be in the sun next to the house? Should I be in the shade? Should I be in the trees? What are your thoughts? I forgot to show this option. So again, here's the cabin. That's where I was thinking about doing it. That's the bigger meadow. Up here, there is a spot. It's much closer to the road, which is just a gravel road, and there's very few people who drive down it. But this is what we call like our upper meadow. And that could be a spot. Here's where the little seasonal creek will run through. I have to dig this out probably this year to keep, again, the sediment from overflowing its banks. But then I have this area, which, again, we got, I don't know. I don't know what would be the best scenario. I want it to be something that attracts animals, and that they love it, but it needs to be something that people can enjoy. So build benches or even a kind of a camouflage seating area to not scare away the birds. So this is another option for a pond. One more video, sorry. So this is the living area, and this is that first area that I was talking about, thinking that it would be good to build a pond. It seems ideal in that spot. So that's the bedroom, that's the living room, and then the bedroom also has a window right out there. And so my thought is that this is a wonderful spot to put a pond. It can be viewed from inside the house. You could have the sound of the water, and it's also a clearing that's out in the open. And I don't know if open is good or bad for ponds. Again, help!